What happens when your dream job becomes a regular job?
When I started this YouTube channel, I loved what I did. I loved working on projects, and I loved making videos to share those projects with the world.
I have some big news about James and about Hacksmith Industries that I need to share with you. If you don't recognize me, I'm Ian. I've been best friends with James and partners in crime since grade 9. I'm second in command here at Hacksmith and generally prefer not to be on camera. So if you'd prefer to be listening to James right now, just know that I want that too. There's a few things we need to talk about. There's some good news and some bad news, and there's going to be some changes around here, some of which you might not like. I'm going to explain what's going on and then tell you about the changes we're making in Hacksmith. We need to talk about James and why he's not the one presenting this video. We need to talk about Hacksmith moving. Yeah, this place is completely empty. And we need to talk about the content schedule. In other words, what videos we're making and how often we post. Let's start with James. You probably don't know this, most people don't. James has been suffering from mental health issues and depression for well over a decade now. That's before we were big on YouTube, and it's actually a big part of why he quit his job to focus on YouTube in the first place.
Here's to 2016 being my biggest year yet, and let's try and take Hacksmith Industries to the next level. Merry Christmas, guys.
During that time, he's been very high functioning, and an outsider would have no idea anything's wrong because his coping mechanism for depression is work, because you can't feel depressed if you're too busy working. Yeah, not the healthiest technique, but it actually led to a lot of business success. Year after year of growth, which only masked the problems further and did not address the underlying issues. It just delayed the inevitable. Lately, his depression has taken a turn for the worse. Years of burnout plus a variety of medical issues, it all caught up with him, and he's in a pretty dark place right now. He actually made a video about this situation, but we decided not to post it. I will, however, share a few snippets with you. The team here at Hacksmith is doing what we can to support him, and we're making some significant changes here to help him through this difficult time. Before I get into those changes, you need a bit more context, so I'm going to give you a Hacksmith history lesson. Buckle up, it's story time. In the beginning, before Hacksmith Industries, there was just James, Master James. Yeah, that's right, the channel actually used to be called Master James. James made videos just for fun and started posting on YouTube as an easy way to share with his friends. Epic productions like Bad Guy Chase Scene and Special Effects Lightsaber Test. The views started rolling in, and at age 16, he got his first sponsorship deal, a free t-shirt in exchange for a dedicated video. So James made a backflip tutorial, and that video went viral. It was the #1 backflip tutorial on the internet for close to a decade. Let's fast forward. James and I made some robots and won some competitions. We converted a car to electric, went to college for engineering, won some more engineering competitions, spent a semester in Germany, and then as we were about to graduate, YouTube opens up its partner program to more people. James had been casually making videos this whole time, but now there was a monetary incentive. So James rebrands as the Hacksmith, a throwback to old school blacksmiths with a modern twist. And he starts making more videos, 2 videos a week for 3 years. Honestly, I don't know how he did it. He wasn't even making any money, maybe $1 a day, but he was passionate about what he did.
When I started this YouTube channel, I loved what I did. I loved working on projects, and I loved making videos to share those projects with the world. We might not have been making much money, but it was exciting, and I was passionate about what I did. Yeah, I probably worked 80 hours a week, and I probably complained about it too. But ultimately, it was because I wanted to, not because I had to. I was excited to burn the midnight oil and work on projects longer than most sane people would. And that seemed to resonate with people. Working in a garage, making things larger than life, inspiring people around the world to do the same.
In late 2015, James reached a breaking point. He wanted to focus on his ventures, but he was still working full-time. Looking back now, it's pretty clear that he was depressed even then. His job wasn't inspiring him, his garage needed a ton of work, it was all getting in the way of his projects. Worst of all, he wasn't achieving the greatness he knew he was capable of. He needed a change. Most people thought he was crazy, but he quit his job to focus on YouTube full-time. I of course got jealous and quit my job shortly after to join him. The plan was simple. Step 1, make videos. Step 2, get views. Step 3, profit. Sure, I had spreadsheets and projections, but that was the actual plan. And we had to do all of this in 6 months before we ran out of savings. With a lot of hard work and a lot of luck, somehow we pulled it off. I took my first paycheck on my wedding day 5.5 months later.
You see, Ian loves his Excel spreadsheets, and he planned out the entire thing, right down to this wedding and the upcoming honeymoon.
Over the next few years, we experienced massive growth. Honestly, some of the best years of my life. There was a lot of hard work, but it was so much fun. We were living the dream and extremely fortunate. As for James, he had his dream job. He could work 80 or 90 hours a week because he was passionate about what he did, and all that hard work had a direct impact on views. When a video goes viral, it's intoxicating. Year after year of chasing success, using external validation, coping with depression by overworking, and never taking a break. Looking back, it wasn't healthy. But hey, he was living the dream. He should be happy, right?
So when we moved out of my garage at the end of 2019, we were excited for the next chapter. We moved into a facility 10 times the size, and we made the commitment to turn into a real-life Stark Industries. It was exciting, but we didn't realize what we would lose. We were no longer a group of friends in a garage pushing the envelope. We became corporate.
We were running a startup, and startups aren't easy.
It's got a good praise for doing a startup. It's like eating glass and staring into the abyss.
We were just two dudes that quit our jobs to get away from the corporate world. Now we're in charge of employees, sponsors, videos, merchandise, managing cash flow, and an ever-growing monthly overhead. Somewhere along the line, we got stuck on a content treadmill, making a video a week because we had to, not because we wanted to. We weren't choosing videos that we wanted to make so much as we were choosing the videos that we could make in the time we had. And all too often, it meant making videos that the sponsors wanted us to make. But hey, we were living the dream. And in 2020, we had our best year ever. And then we heard a rumor that the landlord wanted to evict us. We'd always planned on buying a property. It was, after all, part of the master plan. So we started looking, and then James found a hidden gem, a real diamond in the rough that we could actually afford. Well, at least the down payment.
With this new property, we wouldn't have a landlord breathing down our back. We would finally have the outdoor space to do some serious outdoor Mythbusters level projects and experiments. And even better still, we get to host actual events for our fans. It was perfect. 18 acres, varied terrain, forest, valleys, hills, room to expand the building significantly. I even came up with a really cool name for it. HERC, Hacksmith Engineering Research Campus. The building was from the 80s though, and needed extensive renovation. All things that take time and a lot of money. Phase 1, which was just renovations and moving in, would take almost a year and a half from purchase. The dream was the same. Use YouTube as a means to create the ultimate engineering skunkworks. A facility capable of building almost anything under one roof. I wanted it to be a creator's mecca, a place for collaborative creation, a place where ideas become reality, a place to help people change the world.
Just a quick aside here, this is one of the rooms of the new facility, and it's actually going to be James's personal workshop. I've mentioned before how incredibly fortunate we are to be here, and I just wanted to share with you an example of that. We've got this store here in Canada called Princess Auto, and it's always been our favorite store. Now they're actually a sponsor of the channel, and somehow I convinced them to both pay for the setup of this room and fill it with ProPoint tools, which is awesome. There's going to be a full video on the new facility once we're all set up, but for now, there's a tour video for members. Anyways, back to the story. In 2021, views started to stagnate and even drop off.
I was already burned out from pushing so hard in the garage. Guilt for building a business that I myself could not thrive in almost started overwhelming me. Almost everything seemed like a mistake, with only myself to blame. Realization that I was a shitty entrepreneur broke my confidence in my ability to move forward.
James was completely burnt out and was also experiencing a host of medical issues, a broken hand, chronic back pain, hernia surgery, and his ever-present insomnia, just to name a few. We needed a change.
We were scraping by, still breaking even, but the content treadmill was killing me. The strategy was simple. Instead of forcing ourselves to make a video a week, we'd focus on making just one per month-ish. We figured if we made the videos we wanted to and thought would perform well, they would, and it'd be less stressful. And they'd perform better than what we had been making weekly. And eventually, maybe the average views per video would grow to a point where it was sustainable and hopefully fun again.
Turns out there were some issues with this plan. It meant putting all of our eggs in one basket instead of 4. Unless those videos were getting big views, like 10 million views each, we'd be losing money. The ongoing renovations at HERC was costing a lot, so our overhead was at an all-time high, while our income dwindled to an all-time low.
Instead of reducing stress by reducing quantity, the stress grew and became almost paralyzing to finish videos. Worrying about if it was engaging enough, if it had the right structure, if the viewer would watch the whole video, stressing about thumbnails and even ideas. We had 2 more big projects in the works that we've spent the entire year working on. The projects that need to perform well to justify the work that went into them. The stress for those videos to perform is huge. Is it even possible to make a good enough video on an engineering project that takes so much time? We started doubting our strategy. Again, one is a giant mech. One we agreed to finish before posting a single video, since the main complaint from our 3-year-long power loader project was how long it took. The other, a custom-tailored bulletproof John Wick suit. A great idea that, surprise, surprise, took a lot of work. Cool projects, but are they cool enough to net millions of views?
I think it's fair to say that that experiment failed. Then came the move. It was a colossal undertaking, and honestly, moving is the easy part. Getting set up and organized and back into production, that's the hard part. We've spent roughly 8,000 man-hours so far. We're getting there, but we're still not done. So that brings us to today, November 25th, 2022. The whole team is now working out of Herc, and this is the last video we'll ever film here.
Goodbye, shop.
Now that you're all caught up, let's talk about the changes we're going to be making. First off, James is stepping back from day-to-day operations to focus on getting the help that he needs.
If he teleported 2016 Hacksmith to present day, he'd be amazed at what we'd accomplished. And he'd be so envious of the resources we had, and he'd be so excited to work on the next big ideas. The reality though, present day me is so burned out he doesn't even feel capable of making impressive projects anymore.
James is still going to be around. You might even see him cameo, but right now he needs to focus on his mental health before returning to making videos. He is receiving professional help, but he has a lot of hard work ahead of him.
I'm not giving up. We're not giving up. I don't actually want to retire. I just want to enjoy what I do again. The sad thing is, even if I actually wanted to retire, I wouldn't have the money to. So I've put everything, all the money we've ever made, my heart, my soul, into this channel. We need to make this work.
Next, we're going to be changing our content strategy again. We're going back to making more videos. Maybe not a video every single week, but hopefully 2 to 3 videos a month. More importantly, we're going to be focusing on projects that we're passionate about and less on projects that sponsors pay us to make. To do this, we're going to be empowering the rest of the team to make videos. This means you're going to see more of the team you're already familiar with, as well as some new faces. This is Sean, one of our co-ops, and Sean just finished working on a jet engine umbrella, and now he's working on a snowball cannon from Fortnite. Those are going to be exciting videos. With more hosts, there's going to be fresh ideas, new personalities, and lots of epic projects. We're excited about this change, but this is a scary time for us. Between moving, James stepping back, and testing out new strategies, we took a heavy loss this year. Thankfully, this forced us to do some serious soul searching and evaluate what really matters. We're all here because we're passionate about making cool shit and sharing it with the world. Inventions that don't need to be commercially viable, but push the envelope of technology to inspire the next generation of engineers.
We want this to work. It might take some time to get back into the groove of making videos again, but I hope you'll follow along. Watching and sharing our videos going forwards is the best way you can help.
James will return, but in the meantime, the rest of the team will carry the torch and keep making the coolest tech on YouTube. Beyond that, becoming a member is incredibly helpful. I said before how we're going to be focusing less on dedicated sponsor content. Well, that's how we used to pay the bills. Memberships is how we changed that. It lets us focus on content for you instead of for sponsors. You will also get access to exclusive content, like this tour video of the new facility, or this video that we decided to never release.
Many times or one hard time?
One medium time.
One medium time. All right, ready?
Ah! My chin. It's super easy to become a member. Just hit that join button down below. Finally, you can check out Hacksmith.store. We have a bunch of new products that just launched, products that we believe in and that we actually use. There's one last thing you can do to help. You can check out this video's sponsor, vidIQ. I handpicked this sponsor because I personally use the service, and if you want to be a YouTuber, you should too. This is vidIQ. It's like cheat codes for YouTubers. I've met a bunch of YouTubers over the years, and they all use vidIQ because it's the most advanced growth tool for creators. Let me show you what I mean. To make a video, first you need a banger idea. vidIQ has you covered with keyword search. So let's pick a popular topic with low competition. Great, here's a banger topic, but title and thumbnail is everything on YouTube. Fortunately, vidIQ can generate titles with AI. Okay, I'm ready to post, but when should I go live? Well, vidIQ makes that simple too, by showing you when your audience is online. Even if you aren't a creator, maybe you just like data, vidIQ's extension shows you all kinds of real-time data from any video on YouTube. Like I said, I personally use the product and I stand by it. You can give it a try for just $1. If you don't like it, cancel it. Use my link. It supports our channel and lets us make content for you. Thanks, guys.